People run to the edge of countries and stop and look above the water. You can tell the edge by stones. Some are small like sand, some are big like pebbles. Then they usually sit down. Some on man-made cushions, the rest on newspaper, except for a few who don't care where they sit. Stones are so unique, people get bored by being unable to find two the same. And anyway, the differences are superficial, though the stones don't think so. In this way, stones are a bit like people, except they think more and say less and don't complain. God blessed stones, and that includes pebbles and sand.
Well, we've cooked in some quiet places, but I think this beats the lot. We're down at the old place of Monreath in Scotland, and today, no, we're not making haggis. We're going to make a Balti dish. And it's going to be served up to some eccentric English cricketers and one or two Americans, one or two other people who are coming along. How's that? The old place in Monreath was built in about 1534 and has been restored by the Landmark Trust, so let's hope we don't burn it down making this Balti dish. The kitchens are working. Next time we'll leave the cameraman to make some exciting shots of the Scottish scenery, and the next time he sees us we'll be showing what ingredients we're using in this Balti dish. To do some cooking in the old place of Monreath. Now usually behind the camera we have Clive, but Clive can't be here today, and we've got Mark who's flown in all the way from America. So some of the shots may be a little bit hazy, but we'll look after him and we'll try to tell him what to do. And the first thing we're going to tell him what to do, we're going to run through the ingredients. And here, like all the best cookery programs, we've got a sauce that I prepared earlier, and that's made from onions, garlic, it's made from green peppers, various spices, and it's put through a mixer, and that's the basic secret sauce. Here we've got some chicken fillets cut up, we've got some onion, green pepper, and we've got spices. We've got chilli, cumin, and garam masala. We've got fresh coriander here, and we've got a Balti. Now this is not easy to do. Up to me, again, not Clive, it's not Clive, it's Mark to do. Up to me, please, because without a slur, it's going to be difficult to do this cooking sketch. And they do make very good Boddington's bitter, comes in cans now. With a lovely creamy head, British beer, which is served warm, which is probably terrible to an American palate. But I know that Mark behind the camera, if the camera's a little bit wobbly, that's because he had several pints of this sort of stuff last night in a Scottish pub. Cheers, let's slur it. first thing into the pan. I'm going to whack in some chicken. Got it up to frying speed. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Little cooking oil in there so that the chicken doesn't stick. And whack all that in there. I'm feeding about 8 to 9 people tonight. So many people arriving at the old place, begin to lose count. And that chicken's going to be sorted in there 4 to 5 minutes. Another pan over here which is on frying speed. Nice shot of the pan there, please, Mark. And into that, got the green peppers. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Whack in the onions. We'll just whack part of them in for now, get those sizzling away. Back up to me a little bit, Mark, please. Now, as Keith Floyd will tell you, doing these cookery sketches is not easy, so you must have a slur every now and then. Oh, that's much better. Back on the pan, please. I'm working the cameraman very hard here. Still in jet lag, probably. Also on the stove, we've got some spinach, which we're reducing, and some chickpeas, and that's going to make a vegetarian curry and side dish for some of the people here. So, with the magic of television, 5-10 minutes will go in no time, and the next time you see the chicken will be nicely browned, the onions and green peppers will be softened, and then we'll move on to the next main stage of using the special sauce and the Balti pan, the special Balti pan that the dish is all about.
That's the sound of bat on ball.
Lost the... You want the box then? Don't! 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 Don't!
Bit of spin, bit of illegal picking up of the seam to make it chamfer to the right. Quiet that coughing down, please. Quiet that laughing down, please. Bloody hell.
So Mark, we got a good close-up shot of there of the chicken Balti with the green peppers, onions and the chicken and the sauce, and moving over here to the Balti, which is vegetarian Balti. It's got spinach, chickpeas, the onions and a lovely sauce, and rice. Pan here ready to take the rice soon. But the piece de resistance of this meal is really the naan bread. And really, in Indian food, don't use cutlery, because there's a saying in Indian, the Indians have a saying about this, that to eat with cutlery is really like making love using an interpreter. And to say that when you've had a few pints down a Scottish pub is not easy. But on Rob on Cookery, we get these things. The next thing you're going to see, we're going to go through into the other room. Mark's going to take some pictures of people eating their starters, poppadoms, samosas, onion bhajis, this sort of thing. So Melissa's got a plate here. It's got poppadoms on, the crispy poppadom, with various chutneys, a spicy mango, various of the pickles there.
Very, very hot. lime
As a
pickle.
starter, that's quite a mild one I tried there, but some of the lime, I would keep clear of that. If you want to strip your paint off in your house, you use lime pickle.
That's what I call lifelike.
Next. Is that enough or what? Oh, how's that?
Lights.
Music. Sexy action. Take two.
That's how they do it in the films when the camera's lit, but the candle's lit, the light suddenly appears from nowhere, doesn't it?
Can't remember
But
the
I've
lights
got
on
to
it.
explain that Mark, with his liking for English beer, has kept us down the pub so long that we find a change in the lighting in the video. It's dark outside now. It's been hours down the pub. Thanks, Mark. Later on, I'll be asking one of these Balti experts what they thought of the Monreath Balti. And if they don't like it, they'll be edited out. What's your drink then, John?
Yeah, I really do.
Highland Park.
Cheers.
I'm going to give some of the overworked cameraman a drink too.
I think he deserves one, haven't you, after his efforts?
Cheers, Mark. I know he's tried several. Highland Park. Here's to the rest of your trip, Mark. Well done. What did you make of that Balti last night? Is it in the Indian restaurant guide, under MO?
Should be, Rob. I mean, like, initially my insides felt a little like this, actually, this thing over here, but calmed down a bit. I've had a chance to try a bit more over breakfast, and I've noticed actually that in the 1993 version it is actually in here under the old curry place of Monreath, you know. Deservedly so, I think.
I think that's a compliment, so we don't have to edit him out of this shot, you know.
Yeah, well,
I guess this will be the first Balti that was ever made in this place in, what, 400 or 500 years now?
well, I enjoyed it thoroughly, like, you know, all the days, and that's enough to say,
To
really.
end, yeah.
Right.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
there's just so much hatred against the police and army now. It's incredible, you know.
They've got no friends at all now.
Oh Jesus, it's siege mentality, serious siege mentality. Everyone knew who had done it, like. The cops knew who had done it, but there's no evidence. You can't, what they do is they wear boiler suits, they burn the boiler suits straight away after the shooting, like. They've always got alibis, and they've...
Wear rubber gloves on their hands, like
Yeah.
surgical gloves.
Surgical gloves, and they've always practiced interrogation techniques, so they just sit and refuse to speak, so they keep silence. And the police, there's no evidence against them. And they can walk around and they can drive around in their BMWs or whatever, like.
Yeah, well, they certainly won't come here looking for us anyway.
I mean, is it that kind of serious?
I don't know. I guess they probably want to know what you're doing, but now so
Would they destroy my tape?
Mistakes before now.
There was actually one in a similar sort of vein, but a different sort of design, similar sort of idea, as old, lived next door, but it just got wiped out from the last one. You know, it was a real piece of history that just disappeared.
Cheers. What's Europe sales?
Well, say cheers, Harry. Star! No, there we go. He was a star. Here we go. One lonely time.
I tell you, lad, the ceiling.
Hey, she looks too sexy to be a doctor, but I smoke because it's good for me. There's two things about smoking. It makes your wind big and it makes your lungs clear. Isn't that what they say? Oh, and we have a nod, yes. Great stuff. And close up on the teeth. The teeth are great, look at that. I don't mind being a doctor, but my dentist is great. And we've got an English person here. An English person on Irish bar. Sorry, an English Kiwi. You don't look like a fruit.
You see all the road signs down here are in Gaelic first and English second.